Coming up on the Sports Desk.
It's week 4 of high school football, and you're going to find us on the sidelines and in the stands.
We head to the college campus for a huge South Bay rivalry game and some cross-country action.
Plus, we'll catch you up on girls volleyball and the tennis season.
We've got you covered on all your favorite fall sports. Let's get it, Torrance. The Sports Desk starts right now.
What's up, Torrance? Welcome to the Sports Desk, the only sports show designed with the Torrance fan in mind. And your dreams are filled. You're now rocking with the desk.
We're your hosts. I'm Cedric, Welton, and this is my co-host, Dani Miskell. You ready to talk some sports, Dani?
Yes, let's get into it because we have a lot to cover, Cedric. We kick things off with the Spartans, who were still in search of their first win of the season.
Earlier this season, we caught up with Coach Miskell, who had great optimism about this season, boasting a young team.
And I had the opportunity to drop into their game recently. The Spartans showed a ton of fight. But first, let's get into fans in the stands.
All right, so we got some competition this week with whose fans got the most rowdy. Dani, what you got?
All right, so with South, I can definitely say that we won this week's round. South made the most noise out in the Friday Night Light games this last weekend. Their shout-out game is strong. In fact, there's even a surprise highlight in this shot. Let's check it out.
We're the Spartans of South High, and you're watching Sports Desk. Woo! Let's go! Let's go!
Nick, go ahead and tell me which players you're rooting for on the team tonight.
All right, I got Drake George rocking it out there tonight, and I got also Drew Nash throwing some great passes out there, and we're doing really well.
We are doing really well. What do you think of the first half so far?
I think it's amazing that we're in the lead because we haven't had a good game in a while, and I think with the crowd being here, I think they're getting like better plays and everything.
Yeah, and you've actually been leading the crowd. I've been watching you all night. Do you have like an official title here?
I do not
Crowd
yet.
pleaser?
I do not yet. It's my first time doing this thing. I gotta get a title for sure.
You do, because you're doing an amazing job getting everybody rowdy over here tonight. All right, so go ahead and tell me, which of these players are you rooting for here tonight?
I gotta say I'm here for Nick Chrysanthos, number 55. He's doing an amazing job this game. Got a couple touchdowns, great first half.
All right, now tell me, which players are you rooting for here tonight?
I'm rooting for my offensive line, everyone on the offensive and defensive line. Those are my boys. I gotta root for them, you know? As you can see right now, we're doing good right now.
Looks like we just got another touchdown.
You know, it's just a total like 180 degrees turn from last year. I believe that our whole mentality of the school, our spirit, and the players have changed. I think that's totally just the key factor. You can see how loud it is right now. It's just amazing, and it's like you always want to be here.
This is incredible. Spartans just scored another touchdown to kick off the third quarter. We are with the fans in the stands on the Sports Desk.
All right, Dani, I got to hand it to you. That touchdown was perfect timing, but I don't know if you got West beat.
Well, we'll see, Cedric. All I can say is the fans at South are no joke. Now let's get into the game, because following that touchdown we just saw, there still was an interesting turn of events in the third quarter of the game against Mary Star of the Sea. Let's check it out.
First quarter action is 4th down and 18. Drew Nash sees his receiver Ryan DeWalt down near the end zone. The pass is complete. Mary Star blocks the kick. The Spartans lead 6-0. Looks like our quarterback found a sweet spot on the field. Here he goes again with the pass, but this time to Joey Kreinen. Mary Star has taken the dive to take him down the 10-yard line. He spins off that tackle and heads into the end zone. Spartans get the point after. It's now 13-zip. 5:30 left in the second quarter. Mary Star responds with this field goal, makes the score 13-3 going into the half. Top of the third, Mary Star fumbles the ball. Kevin Costa goes after it, but here comes the Spartans defense, and Chris Carter recovers the fumble and runs it from the 20-yard line. That push was unnecessary, but he rolls off gracefully. Spartans now have a 16-point lead. Still third quarter, Mary Star quickly catches up with 2 touchdowns, including right here where Costa completes this 22-yard pass to Isaac Koloka in the end zone. And with the point after, makes the score 19-16. And finally in the fourth quarter, Costa makes the connection with Koloka once again and completes this 20-yard pass. giving the Stars the lead, and they would go on to take the W with the final of 23-19.
Well, this was a close game. South held a 16-point lead at the half, but then in the third quarter, Mary Star's passing game just picked up, and the Spartans lost control of the ball and had too many turnovers. I got to catch up with Coach Miskell after the game because in spite of this loss, I do want to highlight that there are 3 key wide receivers that we have to look forward to watching for the rest of this season. Can we go ahead and start with the very first touchdown of the game tonight?
He's been doing that. He's been stepping up and make the last couple plays, or couple weeks. Has been making some nice plays, and he made a nice one there early, and got our momentum going. And then Joey came in. They're both. They all played a little bit last year, but he was injured, so he's just getting his feet under him because he had a leg injury the year when he was a sophomore. And then Joey's a first-year receiver, Krynan, so he's been coming on lately. So they're getting better at those positions for sure.
And Jackson Fish, he was running the ball a lot tonight too. I saw him and Drew Nash. Chatting up on the sidelines. Can you talk about how they are able to just make that connection on the field?
Yeah, they're really good friends off of it. And Jax was injured the first week against Bishop, and he came out at half. So this is his first game back after a couple of weeks. So he was, he's a little gassed at times, and but he made some nice runs. That's what he's capable of, and that's what we've missed. And it's just him and Drew have a good chemistry back there, just because they're friends. They play baseball and football together, and they've known each other a long time. So
I still think you guys had a really strong game, and we're looking forward to continue to watch you guys this season.
Man, South was only taken out by 1 touchdown?
Yeah.
They really do have a promising offense. Look out, y'all. The Spartans are on their way. All right, now it's my turn to throw West fans into the mix. And I assure you, my Warrior fans had South Spartans beat. Let's keep it in the Pioneer League, y'all. Your boy was out at West again, and I sat in the student section during Tribe Night. And these kids know how to rep their school.
We're out at West Torrance, and this is fans in the stands. I'm here in the student section, and they gonna make some noise, right? Everybody make some noise. My coach Dani was out at South Torrance. She said they make more noise than y'all. Is that true? No, hell no. Right? Who's the best school in the Pioneer League? West, right? Right, make some noise. So, what's your name, boss? That's right. Make some noise. All right, who am I here with? What's your name, boss?
Rick Usami.
All right. Tell me what you thought about the first half and what you expect happening in the second half.
It was a great game. It's a great ball game.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. I'm happy to be here.
Okay. And then tell me who you're out here supporting.
Dutch, Brandon Osorio. Yeah, John A.
Good answer. Good answer. All right. What's your name, young lady?
Oh, God. Jessica Porter.
Okay. Now tell me what you thought about the first half.
I thought that we've been doing great.
Okay. Now, you're obviously up 28-16. What do you expect to happen in the second half?
I think we're going to get a bigger lead and beat them.
Perfect. And is there any player in particular out here supporting today?
Yes, Dutch, Will, and Puff.
We got Alex again, star basketball player. Tell me what you thought about the first half.
We're doing good. We're doing better than last week. So yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the score is 28-16. Do you expect to put on more points in the second half?
A lot more points, and they're not gonna score at all. So yeah.
Now just shout out a couple players on the team.
Dutch, Puff, Brandon, Will, Skyler, Brandon Osorio.
Now, like I mentioned before, this is competition. Dani's out at South High right now, and she told me, she just texted me and says South makes more noise than West. So I'm going to put y'all at a test. This is competition. Who's the best school in the Pioneer League? West is. What's the best school? Right?
The Warrior fans know how to get down, and the boys on the field did their thing too. Let's check them out.
The Warriors were all about that action when they welcomed longtime foe Miracosta to Fred Peterson Stadium. After scrambling 45 yards in the first play, quarterback Brandon Poffenberger on another keeper, and the score is 7-0. Special teams issues would persist for the Warriors a consecutive week. Dutch Silver Lake's punt is blocked and returned for a touchdown by Miracosta senior Ethan Young. Mustangs take the lead 10-7. Still first quarter. The heroics by Brandon Poffenberger would continue. Another keeper as he flies into the end zone to give the Warriors a 14-10 lead. Warriors up 21-10 in the second and are looking to pile it on. Xerxes Reamer off the screen and he pushes it deep into enemy territory. Dutch Silver Lake would score the next play to extend the Warrior lead 28-10. Lots of scoring, so a lot of push-ups were done. The Mustangs would not go away quietly. Seconds before the half, Nick Carpino looked deep and he connected with Dani Malaya to cut the score to 28-16. Fourth quarter, Carpino would have himself a game. He accounted for 6 Mustang touchdowns. Here he finds Brody McKinnon to cut the Warriors' lead to 9. However, Poffenbarger and company were just too much to handle as they closed this game out for a final score of 45-36. I caught up with Poffenbarger and Dutch Silverlake following the game. Dutch Silverlake, big victory over Maricosta tonight. You guys win 45-39. First time you guys beat Maricosta in a while. Tell me what got into you guys tonight.
Coach Holt told us before the game, he's been telling us all week, he's like, going into this game, we're labeled as the underdogs. And he said, he actually likes being the underdog because you got everything to play for and you got nothing to lose. He said, go out there, play with your heart, and if you lose, people say you lose, no one wants to lose, but if you win, it's a big deal. And he's like, we like being the underdog, and we went in, we played hard just like last week, but different turnout this week, so.
Okay. Now, I want you to smile. I want you to brag about yourself a little bit. This man had over 300 yards through the air passing, 2 rushing touchdowns, as well as 2 passing touchdowns. Really shattering everything tonight. Almost put a 50-burger up on Maricosta. Talk about how you're going to keep that momentum up going into next week as well going into Pioneer League season.
Well, definitely it felt good doing it over Maricosta because that's one of our big rivals. And knowing that we got Redondo next week, we're right down the street. I know that I'm for sure going to keep this momentum going, and I'm going to help motivate my teammates to keep the momentum going and then playing at Redondo next week.
All right, Torrance, let's go around the league and take a look at the scoreboard, shall we?
The Saxon champs were on the road and suffered a loss to Peninsula, 14-7.
Torrance fell to El Segundo 49-6. Tartars still looking for their first win of the season.
And the Knights defeated the Morningside Monarchs 42-28.
Let's talk about those Knights for a moment. Senior quarterback Matthew Orgel had himself a game Friday night. He rushed for 297 yards and 2 scores. Those 297 are good for 5th best all-time in Bishop Montgomery history.
Way to get in the history books, Matthew. The Sports Desk salutes you. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because you won't want to miss what we've got next.
That's right. Keep it locked right here. We've still got volleyball, tennis, and a special rivalry.
We'll be right back.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But, here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like, that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent like me.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Cedric Welton, and this is my co-host, Dani Miskell. And Dani, it's that time again. Time to hit the courts.
Oh, yes. The Spartans took on Inglewood, and they were looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. Let's see how our girls did. Sports Desk reporter Anthony Chardelli files this report.
The South High School Spartans girls volleyball team returned to the court tonight against Inglewood. They're looking to break a 2-game losing streak before a tough match tomorrow against Torrance. The Spartans are led by their seniors, Kaylee Barankowitz, Sammy Kuo, and Lauren Walsh, as well as a very deep sophomore class that got a lot of work tonight.
This matchup was all Spartans. To start the opening set, Kaylee Barankowitz goes for the kill. Inglewood's Marissa Castor with the dig. It's sent back to the Spartans, and then sophomore Alex Andrew gets the kill for South. 1-0 in set 1. Later in set 1, Lauren Walsh starts to dominate. Sammy Kuo sets her up, and Walsh gets some major hang time for the kill. 6-0 Spartans. After a service error, Inglewood gets the ball, but once again the combo of Kuo and Walsh is too overpowering, 10-1 Spartans. The Spartans would get the next 7 points, including 5 aces from Walsh. Then, at set point for the Spartans, Barankowitz gets the ace to give South a 25-4 set victory and the 1-0 lead in the match. In set 2, already up 1-0, sophomore Ava Arkich's serve is too much to handle for Inglewood, putting the Spartans up by 2. With Arkich serving again, Inglewood puts it on a tee for Andrew, who finishes it off, giving the Spartans a 7-0 lead. Off of another Arkich serve, Inglewood's Kaylee Barnett gets the dig, then Satara Johnson with a strong net battle against Taylor Dialba, but Dialba gets the point, 9-0 Spartans. Next point, Arkich continues to pick apart Inglewood, with this ace making it 10-0, and then another to bring the lead to 11. Inglewood showed some fight though. Down to set point again, Sophia Baker places the serve beautifully, the Spartans can't handle it, and Inglewood cuts the lead to 18. On the next point, Baker serves it just out of bounds, and the Spartans take the set 25-6 and lead the match by 2 sets. In set 3, the Spartans would continue to dominate. Sophomore Ella Guagenti gets in on the action with an ace. After a long rally between both teams, it's the freshman Kaylin Kuo with the set to sophomore Reagan Walsh, who gets the kill. It's 6-0 Spartans in set 3. Later in set 3, it's Arkich again, setting Dialba. That makes it 17-1 Spartans. Then it's match point for the Spartans, Taylor Dialba with the serve. Inglewood does all they can to keep the game going, but they can't clear the net. Spartans take the set 25-4 and the match 3-0. Coach Robert Kutch used a strong performance by his team to experiment a little bit with some player combinations.
I thought everybody did well. We try to do different lineups in practice all the time, but you don't always get to see those in games, and we were able to use a few new lineups in games today. I thought the girls played hard today. I thought they really played together. I loved our enthusiasm.
A lot of us have played club together, at least against each other, so we already have that chemistry between the sophomores.
The Spartans made quick work of Inglewood High School tonight in straight sets. It was an opportunity for the team to play some of their younger players, which will help with experience going forward. From South High School, I'm Anthony Tridelli, reporting for the Sports Desk.
Thanks, Anthony. Now let's see how everyone else did over this last week. The Lady Knights defeated St. Anthony 3-1 and LaSalle 3-0.
The Warriors beat El Segundo 2-1 and got the W over Inglewood 3-0.
The Saxons defeated the Tartars 3-0.
And the Battle of the South Bay took place at the Tartar Classic, hosted by Torrance High.
Special congrats goes out to the ladies of Corona Del Mar on winning the title.
All right, time for a new court and a different sport. Let's talk some tennis.
Let's go around the horn and check some scores. The Spartans took down El Segundo 13-5.
And the Lady Knights doubled up on their victories, beating St. Joseph 14-4 and defeating Pomona Catholic 17-1. We see you, Knights.
The Tartars fell to Culver City 13-5, and the Warriors fell to Chadwick 10-8. Still a lot of season left, ladies.
And the Saxons fell to El Segundo 12-6, but defeated Culver City 10-8. Nice work, ladies. Let's hit the pause button really quick.
It's time for another break, but don't go too far.
We've got college coverage coming up with El Camino taking on LA Harbor.
You don't want to miss it next on the Sports Desk.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to team-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Did that go okay? You have to provide an outlet for their creative expression. So good. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
I'm ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back, sports fans. Time for everybody to bust those phones out. Tablets too while you're at it. The trending hashtag on our show this week is hashtag #FollowForFollow. Social media is our jam to stay in the know, so give the follow button a hit and we'll follow you back. We've been getting some great content from you all this last week, and we want some more.
Yes, more of it. Share your story ideas with us. Send us your photos and videos. If there's something that you want featured, don't be shy. Let's get it on here because we want to get goofy and competitive.
That's right. Use your voice, Torrance. This is your show, and we want to hear from you.
Let's shift our gears to the college campus and check out El Camino.
The Warriors cross-country season has been underway, and they just took part in the Don Nabe Regional Park Invitational.
This competition sets up the regional championships in November. 35 schools were present, and the Warriors did work. We have the results.
Carson Bix placed first with a stellar time of 20 minutes and 1 second. This was his second straight victory in the 4-mile race, and the Warrior team got their second victory, taking home the first place trophy.
The Lady Warriors were solid on the day as well, placing 6th in the 5,000 meters. Freshman Grace Hoffman led the way with a 19-minute and 37-second performance. Get it, girl.
The Warrior men ranked number 2 in Southern California and in the state,
while the Warrior women ranked 6th in Southern California and 7th in the state. Congrats, Warriors. The Sports Desk salutes you, and we'll be seeing you run soon.
All right, last, but certainly not least, let's talk ECC football. Murdoch Stadium set the scene for the Battle of the South Bay, El Camino versus LA Harbor.
These two teams have been battling it out for years, and the weekend saw another chapter in their rivalry. After falling to Riverside and Bakersfield, well, let's just say third time's a charm. I got to see these Warriors in all their glory snagging their first W of the season. Let's check it out.
We pick up in the second quarter, Warriors leading by 4. Grant Ferrillo sees Keyshawn Berry open and completes this pass to him on the 45-yard line, and he turns on the Jets, flies like an eagle past the Eagles into the end zone, and with the point after, scores now 21-10. Eagles would respond immediately on their first down. The pass is complete to Hurt Jr. He runs the ball 50 yards, and with the point after, makes the score 21-17. 2 minutes left in the second quarter, Ferrillo makes the connection with Brian Keski on the 25-yard line, and he shows us his muscle right here. LA Harbor's trying to pile on him, but here comes Gabriel Bermudez for ECC. He gives just the right amount of a push to help Keski fight his way into the end zone. Warriors lead 28-17. 2 minutes left in the third, Jeffrey Hansen with the fake punt. He takes off down the middle, spins, and runs all the way where he goes down the 14-yard line. Sets up second and goal, where he bulldozes his way into the end zone, making the score 42-17. And for the final touchdown of the game, Warriors defense gives Ferrillo an opening. He runs the ball up and makes the connection with Keski once more. And the Warriors held on to the lead with the final score 49-24.
Not gonna lie, feel a little bit of deja vu out here on the field today. Final scores matched up pretty closely to when ECC won against LA Harbor last year. Now, there were a lot of penalties in today's game. The players were feeling pretty frustrated, but the Warriors defense was able to hold the line. They got to catch up afterwards with Coach Lindheim, quarterback Grant Ferrillo, and wide receiver Brian Keski, who had 2 touchdowns in this game, about what it is that they did to get today's W.
We knew we just had to play better. We haven't really executed well, and in the first half, I didn't think we executed well today. But we were decent in the turnover game, and we executed well enough to win the football game and try and get some confidence. Before you can win 2 games, you got to win 1.
Coach, I gotta disagree with you. I thought your first half you guys were doing really strong, especially with player 88, him like fighting his way into the end zone. That was such a killer play. Could you take us back to that play and run us through it one more time?
Absolutely. That's Brian from Carson High School. And Keski, yeah. And Brian, everybody loves Brian. So when he makes great plays like that, the whole sideline gets going. You know, he's what you're looking for in a football player. He's a good player, does everything he's supposed to, great teammate. And when he got his opportunity today, he handled it.
Well, when I caught the ball, I was lucky enough to get the ball in time where my linemen were able to block for me. Yeah. So once I caught the ball, I just felt everyone around me and surrounding me, but I felt a couple pushes of momentum, which I think came from my slot receiver. And I really appreciate the blocking on that one. It just helped me power in the end zone.
You know, we were just talking, last year you didn't get too much play time, but you're returning this year. And, I mean, you're starting off strong. I mean, you guys have coming off a couple of losses with your last games. For the first win of the season, I mean, you really played a pivotal role. How are you feeling?
Man, I just feel really good, to be back again. I was out for a bit, and, I know I missed the game, and just my guys, I know the show goes on without me, but when I came back, I just do my best to do my part.
You had a really strong passing game. I saw you connecting a lot with player 1. Can you just go ahead and talk to me about that strategy and how you're making the connection with them in this game?
First, it starts with the O-line. They gave me great protection, dropping back. I just found my guy. Keyshawn's a real fast guy. Get him on the edge. He made plays, catch catch the ball and just get yards for me. Makes me look good. Claw, he's a big receiver. Just try to get his hands on it, put it high for him, let him jump up and get it. But, he made me look good today. Both of them did.
All right, so I'm with Jersey Shore right here. This is his first year on the ECC team. Can you just tell us, what are you looking forward to most about playing with the Warriors this season and being in Cali?
I'm looking forward to, the end of the season. Hopefully we just keep winning, keep doing our thing. Hopefully we can get as far as we can, however God wants to take us. And for Cali, I just want to live my life out here and just hopefully I can get out here soon on the scholarship.
Yeah. Let's bring you out. All right. It was so awesome to meet you, and congrats on the W today.
You know what? Deja vu indeed, Dani. I actually remember that game from last year.
You know what's funny is that ECC and LA Harbor is actually this really well-known rivalry because the schools are so close to each other. But when I was at the game, I learned that not everyone sees it that way because of their winning streak in all the past years.
Well, all I can say is there's no rivalry when you consistently have a high-scoring game against the same opponent year after year. Proximity doesn't hold a flame to the numbers on the scoreboard.
For the record, ECC considers their rival to be Mount Sac, so we'll definitely have to blow up that game. In the meantime, Coach Lindheim is going to be preparing the Warriors for Orange Coast College this upcoming week. So we're rooting for them to continue this momentum going into that game.
All right, everyone. That's it for this edition of the Sports Desk. My name is Cedric Welton.
And I'm Dani Miskell. Please join us again, same time.
Same desk, same hosts. Before we let you go, don't forget to follow the Sports Desk on social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember, you can email us there as well. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right here next week on the Sports Desk.